Hi guys, welcome back to New Dram Drinker. Today is a bit of a special day and we thought we'd do a video to commemorate this and tell us all about today's video.
Well, I need to say a massive kind of congratulations to all the fathers out there watching this. Happy Father's Day. I'm a father. Some of you are going to be fathers and I hope you have had some gifts that you've enjoyed and maybe some whiskey in there. If you're anything like me, you've probably kind of pushed them into buying you a whiskey. I've got 3 kids, not just me, Nicola as well. She was there for some of it. I've got 3, they've all chipped in and bought me this specific whiskey because it was a bit more expensive than one I would usually buy on myself. And this whiskey is... Okay guys, so as you saw from that video, it is the Wolfburn. I'm going to call it the Father's Day edition because it's got a nice tag that says Father's Day, and it was kind of shown as that on the website. It's Father's Day by the bottle. You got a couple of glasses free as well, and it was just a nice touch. I mean, it's a sherry aged whiskey, Oloroso sherry. And I know it's got like the peaty kind of edge to it as well, which is kind of right up my street. So as soon as I saw it, I had to buy it. Originally, I went onto the website to buy the bottles that we had at the Somerton Club because we'd had the Morven and the Northland. And I know there was an offer on where you could get the 2 bottles for a really good price. But I saw the one that I've got now for Father's Day, and it kind of took over those. It was kind of, I've got to have that. That is just so much like my ideal whiskey that it took over, and it was more expensive, but just had to be done. I couldn't not do it.
And I think it's fair to say, when we had the samples at the Somerton, both of us absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
And we'd never really heard of Wolfburn, I'm sorry, but we hadn't. But then we were really interested, weren't we? Because they were lovely.
I mean, I knew of them, and I have looked at them a few times in the whiskey kind of place we buy our whiskey from. I've never really kind of pulled the trigger on them, though. I don't know what it was, but it was probably just my lack of knowledge about the brand. And I just need, and I suppose, to be honest, that's what the Somerton Club Festival was amazing for, wasn't it? Yeah. Because it did open our eyes to a brand, and not just Wolfburn, but many others that I would not have tried. And I love that it's kind of, you can do a festival and give people whiskey that they're going to have tried before and not learn anything, but that festival was really good. If for nothing else, I ended up with this bottle.
Yeah,
it was
I think
awesome.
I actually did a post that said the Wolfburn was my dram of the day.
Yeah, you did. And we were lucky enough that we had 2 packs for the Somerton Club, so we've still got 2 full bottles of this to kind of dig into.
But you didn't buy the one that I liked. You just bought the new Father's Day one.
But it is Father's Day. When's Mother's Day?
Oh,
is it come and gone?
It's come and gone.
Okay. Maybe your birthday. You've only got to wait till September. So yeah, but you know, when you just see a whiskey and you just read about it, and it's just, I need to buy that.
Yeah, and can I just say that the bottle is open. He hasn't necked all of that today. He has been a bit naughty, and he did open it before Father's Day. So I don't want you to think that he's been up since 8 drinking that.
I opened it the day it was delivered. I didn't. Why?
I think the kids expect that. They're happy with it.
That was like a week or 2 weeks ago. So they don't care. To be honest, they're happy. I enjoyed it. So
and they bought you something that you really enjoyed. So that's nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, should we crack on?
We shall. Now I will admit that when we'd had the samples from the Somerton Club, the peatiness and the smokiness. I don't remember it being as peaty or smoky as this was.
Okay.
I was really surprised by it when I first tried it.
Yeah.
I think the Oloroso and everything else kind of took my idea of how it was going to be more than the peatiness and the smokiness. But the first dram I had of this, I was quite shocked at just how kind of peaty and smoky it was.
I think they're quite known for it, aren't they? Because of my remembering the day, I wasn't expecting the first one to be smoky or peaty, and it actually was. And people are saying that's like a flavour that goes all the way through their whiskies.
Yeah.
So even though this was a sherry cask finish, I think they're known for that. That's like a traditional.
Well, they are the most northerly distillery in the Scottish mainland, I think so. It's kind of, they're up there kind of, in geography kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, on the nose, it's definitely on, it's more how I expected it to be on the nose. That the peat and the smoke, you can tell it's there, but it definitely the sherries and the sugars and the vanillas and the dark fruits. There's definitely like a.
So would you say it's what you expected, and then there's a little something extra?
From what you read on the bottle, if that was all you took, you didn't know where they were from, where it was coming from. It knows is exactly how the label would make you believe. And
then there's a little extra.
But there's just that underlying smoke. It's just almost like
tantalising.
If it was anything, it'd be like coming up from the bottom of the screen and just hovering along the bottom of the screen. It's not.
I like your analogy.
Taking over. Yeah. It's just there. It's like a
enticing.
It's like a warm kind of blanket of smoke just on the base. But yeah, it's very, very nice. It's quite a high ABV. It's 51.3, so it's up there.
Does it smell like that, or does it smell like you can't wait to drink it?
If you stick your nose too far in the glass, you definitely get a hit of it. But that's because you go kind of. I'm sticking my nose really in there. But if you keep it at a decent distance, it's all the fruits. Yeah. It's all the sherry.
Does it make you want to drink it?
Don't know.
Oh.
But
that was so brummy. Half. So for you, for all of you in other countries, you're gonna have to put a translation for done half.
Yeah, done half means
doesn't half want to make me drink it.
I really want to drink it. So I need like a sign language person doing done half. But yeah, so it's really enticing, and I think the fact that I've had it, I've already drank it, and I know. Now, spoiler alert! I absolutely love this whiskey. It is awesome. I can't say. I'm not going to lie. It's one of my top whiskies.
It's everything you want, isn't it? Sweet and peat.
Yeah. It was a. I don't want to say it was an epiphany, because I really want to hold on to that kind of status for a really special whiskey, but where we are on our journey, it's as close to a epiphany whiskey as I've had.
Because I can drink it, that's how you know how beautiful it is, because it's not punch you in the face peat. The smoke is definitely there, but the balance with the sweetness and the sherry probably really helps me. But I love this as well, so you know that this is something that you can just enjoy. That's delicious.
And I don't half enjoy it.
Go on then.
Don't half.
Would you like to enjoy it now?
I would. Wholeheartedly.
Do it again and raise a glass and go, Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. I hope your day is as special as mine is at this point, because that is just...
Yeah, it's heaven in a glass, isn't it? And I'm not a father, but I can say that it's beautiful.
Could you just do a video of me, like, just sat here, like...
Yeah. Do you think people would watch it?
How long do you think we could do a video where I just sit here drinking drams going?
Do you think people would watch it?
No.
Yeah. This is like an advert of somebody that enjoys whiskey.
Just.
Yeah. I think there's probably a lot of people around the world that totally appreciate what you're going through. Might not be for this whiskey, but they're like, oh yeah,
I think
you're in the place.
We've all had a whiskey that has just kind of hit the right notes.
Absolutely.
And to me, this one is... I'm going to get to the notes, because you don't want to just hear me waffle on about how much I enjoy it.
What are you getting from it? We're going to have to pour you another dram.
I think it's just, I've always said this, it's almost like, I love a whiskey that is a journey whiskey. That's how I kind of equate. It starts off one way, i.e. kind of the sweetness and the raisins and the sugars and the vanillas and the caramels, but then it evolves and then the smoke comes in and the peat and everything else like that, and it's just kind of, it just grows, and you just kind of, you enjoy it on so many different levels that it's hard to explain it, because it's kind of, it's enjoyable at every step. There's not kind of a, oh, that's not quite as nice, or I prefer that part of it, or the finish is kind of disappointing, or the nosing is so different to the palate that you don't really kind of know what you're going to get. This is just perfection all the way through, if you know what I mean. It is a perfectly formed journey. Yeah, and everything has got its place in the glass. You've got the smoke, you've got the peat, you got the sweetness, you got the Oloroso that comes through. It's just that even the ABV isn't kind of and too
don't you
much.
Love what I remember thinking when I first had whiskey, like at age 14 or 15, it was just fire, it burnt my throat, I hated it. What I love now is that you can sit and go, oh my goodness, like now I'm getting this, and now I'm getting this, and you can sit and talk about it. It's like you can pick out all the different elements, and that to me is the sign of a really, really classic whiskey that makes you talk about it. I love a whiskey that we will sit and drink and talk about, because that makes it really interesting.
I'm not 100% sure whether being further down your own path of nosing and tasting and how good your kind of senses have become with regards to whiskey that help you enjoy these types of whiskies more, because I think you could probably give this to someone just starting out and it would probably be too much. So I think that there is definitely some kind of level of appreciation and level of where you are on your journey to be able to enjoy whiskies like this. Does that make sense?
Yes, because I think for us, obviously we class ourselves as still quite newbies because the whiskey world is huge, but I think we are experienced enough that we can pick out the main elements, but we can absolutely appreciate a whiskey that is complex. There is you get this and then you get this and you get this and you get this, and next time you drink it you might get something else, and we can sit, and the fact that we can both drink it, you both sit there and go, and you might say I get this, and I say I don't get this, I get this. That makes a whiskey really interesting to me. That's my favourite thing at the moment, that you can unpick it.
Yeah, and I think this comes back to something I haven't said for a while now, is that if you ever buy a whiskey at the start of your journey that you don't like,
don't bin it.
Don't bin it. Don't give it away. No. Don't kind of stick it to the back of the cupboard and forget about it. Just put it in that bracket of it's a whiskey that I didn't like. Just keep it and come back to it. Even the next time you come back to it, it might not be there yet, but eventually, I guarantee you might never love it, but you might appreciate it. And that is something that we have definitely found on our journey. It's massive, because, and that's probably one of the biggest things I will say to someone new, is that when you come back to a whiskey that you didn't like and appreciate it, it's almost like your whole world lights up, because you realise that you have evolved, and that it almost opens up so many more doors to you. You probably want to go back and re-buy all the whiskies that you thought you didn't like at the start, and just revisit your journey and almost kind of go back and reset your journey and start again, and just kind of try a few of those whiskies that were too much for you before.
For me as well, I think it's because right at the beginning there's so much, and your brain is going, what is this, and what am I tasting, and what am I smelling, and but then I think you evolve to a place where you know what you like. So even if you don't like a whiskey, that's because you do know what you do like. So for example, sherry, I know that I like a peat with the sweetness, but that's because I can't do peat at the moment. I'm right at the beginning of my peat journey, so if it's got a sherry influence, that's going to make it easier for me to drink, for example. that doesn't mean that I'm going to like the whiskey, but I'm going to appreciate that there's that in there.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, we bought so many whiskies early on that were too big for us.
Yeah.
Literally, we weren't there. They weren't. It's not that they're awful whiskies. It's just that they weren't to our tasting at that time.
Yeah. And it's not a mistake.
No.
It's just
you're learning all the time.
Yeah, you kind of, if you're on Twitter and Instagram and you're looking at all the posts and things like that, and even watching YouTube channels, you know, if you go into our YouTube videos that we've done towards the latter stages now, there are going to be whiskies in there that you might try that you might think are too much for you. You need to go back, and this isn't a plug for our videos. Don't think that I'm trying to say watch our old video. I'm not. I'm just saying that if you want a good representation of whiskies to have at the start of your journey, go and watch our older videos, because they are literally representations of me and Nick on our beginner's journey.
Exactly.
And like I said, this one now might be too much for you. So just
but this is where we're
at
right now. And both of us, it's really nice that there's a whiskey that both of us like, and it's got peat in it, because you know that Auntie's a peat monster. I am right at the beginning of my peat journey. I'm a smoky monster, but I can drink this as well because the balance is there. Yeah, it's really good.
But getting back to this one, the finish, the sweetness kind of dissipates on the finish. It kind of just goes into a smoke. It's quite long. It lingers. There's a bit of spice as well, which I think always probably comes
I get
through
that on
with
the
a
end.
smoky,
I get the spiciness.
with the smoky whiskey. But
it's exciting. It's such an exciting whiskey.
It is a stunner. It really is. I'm so glad I gave them the chance. It's
and we will buy more of theirs.
Yeah, it's almost like you know, when you listen to a rock band or a band that you're really kind of not sure of at the start, and then you kind of buy an album, or download an album, whatever it is you do, and you listen to it and you really enjoy it. Then you go to all the old back catalogue and you think, you know what, they're absolutely brilliant. They're kind of like, I love everything they've done. It sometimes just takes that one song or that one kind of, that one album to make you think, I need to try all the old ones. That's where I am with this.
Yeah,
I've tried, this is their one album or one song, one hit song that has made me think I need to go back and try all their other albums. And I'm going to, because that is stunning. So
in conclusion, because this is a tasted and rated, what are you going to rate this whiskey at?
Gold.
Oh, gold.
100% gold. And I would be tempted to revisit the video in another 6 months to see if it pushes into epiphany for me, because it's as close as darn it to which is another Brummy expression, I think, to hitting into the epiphany for me.
It was right up there.
Yeah, I think it's close contender for epiphany.
Cool.
But we'll see. I think it just, I need a little bit more time with it. I haven't had a lot. You can see there's there's only a little bit going.
But even in that little amount, you know that this is an absolutely outstanding whiskey.
Yeah, and for me, I think an epiphany whiskey comes down to everything. It's not just what's in the bottle. It's how it's packaged, how it's kind of advertised, how the label works, what information they give you. I think a lot of it plays its part in becoming an epiphany whiskey. So
cool.
This is as close as I've ever come so far.
Anything else you'd like to say before we close the video?
Yes, if you are enjoying our videos, please subscribe, click the like button. We genuinely take a lot of notice of our comments, subscriptions, all the likes. We kind of judge what videos we make basically off that. So all the input you can have helps us. Comment. Leave your comments. We love those as well. We take note of those. We answer every single comment that we can. And if you're not a certified original member yet, please visit our website. Go there, register. It's free. You get a lot of extra content, competitions to win coins. There's a private chat we've got going on, which we are talking about some developments that are coming to the channel that you may want to know about, so be in the chat to find out what they are. As we always say here on New Dram Drink It, pour it, drink it, enjoy it. Cheers guys.